Hello, we are live. Hello.
Hi.
I'm Angélique BINET. If you don't know me, I help women entrepreneurs unleash their inner rock star online so that they can position themselves, powerfully on social media, leverage paid traffic, and show up for their audience. So, in the context of where we are right now, you see, I have a guest today. Where are you? Here, that way. And I'm going to let you introduce yourself in a minute, but I want to say something that I've been spending a lot of time online to see, among all professionals, medical professionals or other professions, how do they cope by, being locked down? How do you cope with this? And I was looking for kind of best practices through hashtags on Instagram when finally I found my gem, and I can believe that she's a neighbor almost. We live in the same part of Canada. I was sure it was somewhere else in the world, and then when I digged it, it was like right there. So sometimes you don't have to go far. So this is why, guys, I brought to you Dr. Peggy Bound. We never talked about how you pronounce your name.
That's right. You got it.
Okay, Dr. Peggy Bound. And she's going to talk to you about who she is, etc., etc. But most of all, I want you, at the end of this video, to have some takeaways that you can implement. So everything that she's going to share with you is simple and practical. And she leads by examples. And I know I talk a lot already, but I'm going to shut up soon, okay? It's just because I want to show you what I promised, Peggy. Twitter released a mega survey about what internet users are looking for right now on social media. I'm going to give you the top 7 things, and you mark an A on each of them.
No.
Yes. Yeah. I just couldn't believe
this
it.
This is a surprise. I don't know anything about this.
Yeah. So first, brands and businesses right now, it's important for brands that say users are looking for reliable and accurate information. When we go on your social media platforms, you say clearly, I'm open, I'm closed, I can do this. Like you say exactly where you stand and what you can do or not. The other thing is you help supporting frontline staff and workers. So if we read your post, you mention stuff in your community, so you do it all. Showing how you support your employees, bang, you do that. And there's more coming, I won't reveal, but okay. And you help support your local community. You showcase act of kindness. People want to see how you provide prompt customer service. You do emergency. You are a boost of positivity and positive stories. You are all about that. And you share your experience as a business owner, challenges and plans. And you do all this. You do all of it.
So you've been watching, okay.
I do that. Yeah, I've been, I stumbled upon you, but I followed you. And then when you started to do your YouTube thing with your girls, I'm like, oh, she's so fun. Okay. And that's how I reach out to you. So if you don't use hashtags on Instagram, please do, because you find people amazing.
They work.
That's how we met. Okay. So enough of me. Tell us kind of the context of your background, Peggy.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you for that. Again, introduction to what I'm seeing like online, because I really wasn't aware of that. I just honestly, the bottom line is that maybe you'll find out of this is I just like to be myself, and authenticity, I guess, right now is in. So it works. So first of all, though, my name is Peggy Bound, and I'm originally from Newfoundland, but I grew up in a small rural community, and I really dreamt of being a dentist my whole life, practically. I had, a new experience when I was around 13, very impressionable age. And what happened to me and why I became a dentist was because the experience was so dramatically different than what I had experienced in the past. And it wasn't that I stopped getting cavities. I still got cavities. But when I went to the dentist, it was just a completely different experience. And so I've carried that through. My goal to be a dentist was to impact others the way I was impacted. And that dentist was very natural and just very down to earth and really cared for me and showed me empathy and educated me. And so I'm very big on two things with my patients. And I think maybe that comes through, hopefully, in my social media, is that I like to educate them because I want them to understand and feel safe. And so that's the building trust. And I think that maybe comes through too in some of my social media. But I want to educate them, and I also want to reassure them and show them that, we're very equipped, we're a very educated group of professionals in our clinic, and we really care, and we're going to use the best technology and tools to help give you not just a great experience and educate you, but take the best care of you. So that's always it. And how I kind of fast forward about 30 years later, I actually had been in a group practice for many years, and I had 30 years later, after I decided I wanted to be a dentist as a child, I opened my own clinic. So it was about 5 years ago now, on Rossay Avenue here in St. John. And no one really knew who I was because I was in a group practice, and social media, of course, had already been on the go, but I had never really used it to brand myself or market. And I knew that, if people are really going to find out that I care so much, I'm going to need a way to communicate. And I knew social media was probably the best way to do that. So I really got into Facebook was the first thing, and then Instagram. I don't know, anybody who knows me knows how much I love photography, and I feel that Instagram almost allows me to be artistic in some ways, and I'm able to create content that it's just fun too. So I'm constantly creating content. It's easy for me, and I've always done my own social media for pretty much 5 years now. So a lot of dentists will wonder that, how I do it that way.
I love that you went from being the little girl who wanted to be a dentist to being a dentist, like full, like even outside of your medical practice, of your dental clinic, like you're online teaching, educating. So educating, I love this. So if you're watching with us, just put in the comments, yes, Peggy, or tell us where you're watching from probably from your home, but
tell us.
We want to hear. We want to know. Okay, so let's come to 2020. Coronavirus arrives. How did it land on you? Like, what was the first thought that came to you?
It was denial. I was not going to close. I thought maybe our clinic could have to close. This was a couple days before the big announcement. And then I thought, well, oh my goodness, like, okay, two weeks. Oh my goodness. You know what? So the very first, we didn't have to close our clinic until I believe it was the 16th of March. We got the official word that it was mandatory, but I actually closed my clinic that day, like earlier, like that morning. We had a room full of patients waiting in the waiting room, and I was like, no. I was in denial, I would say, the week before, and then I realized, oh no, like, let's do the right thing here. So we actually sent patients away that very morning and started calling, and we came up with a plan. We spent that time as a team to kind of figure out a game plan. And so that was my initial reaction to make it short. But I did close my clinic before I was asked to, and I felt like it was the right thing to do. And it obviously was, because we were mandated to do that later that day.
Okay, awesome. So awesome. I mean, it's not the right word, but I can imagine that it was like a bomb, right?
It was hard. It was really hard.
So you closed, but how did you, like, I'm just curious about what you went through, like, okay, we're closed, and how you pivoted online, like, even you are more present than ever. And what type of work did you have to do in your head? And then concretely share with us maybe the top 3 things that you took action on so that you were present on social media. Okay.
So I'm very closely connected to my social media audience, I guess, if you will. And so it was fairly easy for me to start to create posts. I could, a couple of things that I did. One was certainly, make a standard post, that this is it. We certainly had our website had created, again, this is not social media, but on our website, we had a pop-up which said, we're closed, we're temporarily closed, and this is what you do, and this is what is in a dental emergency. we've recently, though, since even have like a little chat box now on our website. So if you did want to go there, and you could directly message, and we will get back to you right away. Not maybe immediately, but very, very quickly. We're on that. And then through social media channels, again, I made videos. I really think, I know anybody who knows anything about social media knows that video is king and queen, and you have to talk to people, and they really want to hear from you. And I think that was a big thing. Was I got a lot of feedback, great feedback, and a lot of shares of that particular, first video. I've made a number of them now, and even sometimes, I've even made a couple videos where I've just been out and about, and it's not like a curated video. It's just a natural, like, this is week 3, so here's where we're at, and just keeping people up to date. I use, stories on both Instagram and Facebook. And then I also connected with my audience on LinkedIn as well, because it's the business side of things, and there's a lot of professionals on there. So I did specifically, I'll do different content, or I did different content for LinkedIn than I would maybe post on my Facebook or my Instagram. A couple other things that I did is we created a group, a Facebook group called Caremongering St. John, but there was another one that was made just like the day before, and we didn't realize it. So then I joined that one as well. So as a professional dentist, I'm on the St. John Caremongering group. They're actually all across Canada now. So that's something that we, I'm just there just to help anybody who needs advice, or if I know anything, I can post it. It's a really big group, and have you heard of it, the Caremongering?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm part of the Fredericton one. Yeah, but I love what you say, like, as professionals or entrepreneur, like, we are leaders, right? We can't just drop the ball. People are looking up to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
exactly.
let's say someone is listening right now and say, okay, if Peggy can do it, I'm going to start tomorrow morning. So what is the one thing you would start with that would support your relationship with your current customers?
The one thing, I mean, again, if you're not shy to get in front of the camera, and then right now, I guess, Facebook, this is something we just recently did, but Facebook and Instagram, both, the cost of boosting a post right now, or doing any sort of promoting, like, in order to reach a larger audience, like, it's I guess the cheapest it's ever been. I'm sure you know that, but a lot of maybe people don't. And I haven't really done a lot of boosting. A lot of my content's always been organic. Once in a while I've boosted a post, but I mean, they're very strict on that. They won't let you post before and afters and things like that, but they'll post like stories or the patient talking or something. But that being said, it's very important, I think, to just see if you can, at this right now, people are on their phones. You can easily, very cheaply, kind of grab a bit more attention than you would have when when I was busy practicing, because again, I was doing a lot of it on my own. I now have an undergraduate student that helps me a little bit to do some things. And now that she just finished, she's going to be, able to help me even more. But for the most part, it's not that hard. Again, once you get into the routine of it and creating like a video, then maybe boost it. That would be one of the big things. The other thing is just join some sort of community group and find something that people are going to share. And again, that's more of an organic approach. And it just, again, doing the right thing. It shows that you care. People really need your advice, and they really appreciate it. I've never had any sort of problem. People are always so grateful. Yeah. So keeps me going.
When you say your routine, so let's say, like, do you know what you do on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday? Like, from what I see from the inside, I see sometimes you share your morning routine. So you kind of infuse the idea that we need to take care of ourselves right now in that situation more than ever. So I see you doing this. I see you educating about your services as well. You still educate us about, I don't know the words. They're like weird machine that it looks really cool.
BINET Tarot.
Yes.
Yes.
So you showcase your products,
I really do. But I mean, there's a balance to that. I really try to show how it's going to affect or be a good thing for you. If I just post like, we have this machine, and if I don't meet the patient where they're at, like, it's going to make you feel calmer. It's going to make you feel more relaxed. It's not going to be like this, whatever. It has to be about that instead of this is a machine that does this. It's like, I always try to, I guess, explain how it will make their experience better. Again, everything for me comes back to promoting the patient experience and getting that feel across, and also being excited by the fact that I can use that technology to educate them. And they're going to feel like they understand something about their mouth that they've never knew before. And that always is a win for me. Like,
yes,
if the patient walks out and says that, they're happy.
And the other thing I find that you're doing right now is share a little more about your mission, which is beyond beyond the teeth, or beyond. It's more about like getting confident. Like we talked a little bit about that yesterday when we met for the first time, actually. And I love that beyond the work you do, there is a purpose that is bigger than the mouth.
Yes. Yes. Well, I'm a huge promoter. I've always been a promoter of total health. And I mean, oral health is obviously a big component of that. But I do like to share with people, like, could be something, a new type of activity, or just showing them how I like habits that I have that I feel that have helped me. And I just want to share that because I want other people to feel inspired. And I think, again, we see a lot of negativity on social media. We see a lot of negative things. And the more things we can put out there that's positive, that's just like, oh, I didn't know about that. And now it's so easy. You can link things, you can really share with the public and let them know about things that they would never have been able to realize. So I'll share that. And I just think that it's important that they know a little bit about me. If it's only always about the clinic, I guess I'd like to develop, or I didn't do it on purpose, but I actually have developed my own personal brand. So there's more to Peggy Bound Dentistry than the actual clinic. There's who I am, because I want people to know, like, and trust me. And in order for them to know, like, and trust me, I feel, this is just my own personal opinion. It isn't, maybe for other people it works differently, but they have to know a little bit about me and how I have maybe some, insecurities, or maybe I have things that I struggle with, or, like it's all about relatability and connecting with people. And it's worked for me, but again, mostly just organic. And the other thing I guess I really do is I really engage with anyone who will message me. I mean, if I didn't message someone back, it's because I completely forgot. But I will message someone back, and very quickly, and I direct message people about any sort of questions. I've done virtual consults this way. This is another topic, but doing a lot of dentistry through messaging, but also what was I going to say? Being able to do little things for them that will brighten their day. Like, oh my gosh, like she said happy birthday, or she does. I've always been really genuinely, when I know you, or I know you can do something that can help someone, I will message that person and I'll give them, it takes seconds. And so that is really, I think, been after doing it for this long, I probably has made a big difference. But these are things, I mean, social media is the long game. There's not an overnight, right? It's a long game, and you have to be consistent and you have to be committed. And I think for me, it comes from a place of both, like, again, it serves my mission, it serves my why, and it also is an art. Again, with Instagram especially, I feel like it's a little bit of an outlet for me to be artistic. So
I love it. I love that you say that you reach out to people through private messages. So maybe
all the time.
If people listening to us, if you want to start somewhere, maybe that would be like tomorrow you take 3 of your patients. And absolutely. Then you reach out to them through a private message and ask them how they're doing today. And just this could give you the confidence to go further, because people love it. People are craving connections right now.
They are, and they're available.
Yes.
And they're really pleasantly surprised too. It goes a long way, but again, it has to be genuine. You're not just going to randomly pick
Yeah.
people, but you start. And another thing that's happening is messages are no longer not so, I mean, there's a shift towards leaving voice memos. So instead of typing your message, you can just leave it, like hold the button down, like hold the little mic, and actually they can hear your voice. I've done that for a few, actually some international contacts, and they're just dentists that had reached out to me asking me about something that I had posted, and I recorded the message back, and it's like, I think there's something about, I mean, the human voice must be more impactful than just reading words. And it was just like, I knew I had done something even better than I normally even do. So if you could get in the habit of that, it's a little bit, because once with Instagram, I believe once you hold the button,
you're done.
Record, it's sent. There's no second chance. So I've learned that, and but I haven't messed up yet. But you gotta be careful. But these are ways that people feel like, wow, she heard me, or she's really cares, and it's certainly something that it's, again, how fast you get back to them and how you respond, how much information are you giving them. They are so appreciative.
I love it. Okay, I hope it inspires you. Maybe in the comments, let us know what is the one thing you maybe already do on social media to support your community, to grow. It's the time to grow your community as well, because of the time you spend more time to share stories. People are craving for storytelling. So if you could share a little more about why you do what you do, how you help your clients, like Peggy is telling, tell us in the comments. I want to know what you do currently, and if you don't do anything yet, what is the one thing you're going to try tomorrow? Because there is no such thing that just listening to someone talking about amazing stuff, if you don't take action, it won't happen. And you have to start tomorrow morning or tonight. Let's say tonight.
It's so easy. It's minutes. Like just a couple minutes can be such a big ripple effect. A very small drop can ripple. Yeah. So
people are watching, and I'm sure they say, how does she do it? What type of mindset does that take?
I don't think I know.
How much do you consume media or the news and even social media, like outside of business social media, to keep that mindset of freshness?
Okay. I, first of all, don't watch the news a whole lot. I find it's very negative, and it actually affects me emotionally, maybe more than others. I'm sure too much of any news is impactful to everyone, but I find I personally have a hard time with it. So I avoid most news. Most of the important things in the world get to me without having to just sit down and watch the news. So I don't do a lot of that. I will read like a blog much more quickly than I will actually watch a news item. But I consume, I guess, on a daily basis, quite a bit of information through podcasts and through my LinkedIn posts. I like to read those. I also, as part of just being interested in people in general, I do go through my patients' feed, like through my general Facebook feed and my Instagram feed, and I will daily, it's a routine that I will comment and or send a private message to everyone and anyone. I've connected with some really great people that way, but also it's really rewarding, because again, just like how my patients experience something exciting when I respond to them or I tell them, give them information, I'm the same way. So I really surround myself basically virtually with some pretty cool people around the world, and I'm very connected. We are, my clinic is a digital smile design clinic. It's the actually only official digital smile design clinic in Atlantic Canada, and because of that, I have made some amazing connections with wonderful colleagues around the globe, like literally, and we have had many weekly and daily discussions about how we're getting through this. So again, surrounding myself, I just really consume a lot of positive content, and it's through things like my my podcasts and things like that. Is that what you're asking?
Yes, exactly.
I got a little off track.
So no. So now, if people want to learn more about you, where do you want them to check you out? On your website?
Yeah, I mean, everything's on my website, or you could go to my Instagram as well. So on my Instagram my handle is at Dr. Peggy Bown.
Okay.
And there's a link. My link will take you to everything there. It'll take you to my YouTube, to my Facebook, my website, of course, and my email. So all that can be through Instagram, or you can go to my website, which is smilesbybound.com.
Okay, awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Final question before our blitz, because we have a little game at the end.
Ellen does that. I think, does Ellen do that? I don't know. Somebody does that.
Does she? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Just social media marketing wise, in the long run, like based on what we're going through right now, what do you think is going to be the impact in the long term for your profession?
Yeah, that's the big question. And if anybody can answer you that, please get me in touch with them. I feel that a lot of stress because now I feel hope too, because again, I surround myself with some people in the world that are already reopened. So I'll get to that in a second. But right now in this part of the world, there's a lot of stress and anxiety because we are faced with the chance that we could be able to open soon. But the problem is the protective equipment. We don't have, as dentists in this part of the world, there's a very major shortage. So, and we're not being, there's no access to that besides our own direct suppliers, and everybody's saying that they're out. So that's a problem. We are very limited, and that's why we can only, even if we wanted to, we can really only do a minor, emergencies right now.
Yeah.
So, but for the long term, I think this is going to settle down. There is obviously right now, when we walk into the clinic to do an emergency, we look very different than we did a few months ago. And that's working in that, I can tell you, is very hard to breathe. I actually had an emergency today and I was sweating. I was so warm. I felt like I don't know how we're going to have to dress under the drape, but it's very, very hard to work. And again, it's hard to breathe. But but then my hope, I guess I wanted to spread some hope here, is that dentists in Australia, for example, or in a few other countries as well, they've already opened back up and they're not dressing like that to that degree for a lot of things. So I think, again, without getting into all the details, it seems like maybe this will be better. But for our team, we have to protect everyone, and we have to think about patients and our team and my team, and we're going to wear and do everything to what we're asked to do by the government and by the powers that be. But it's going to make doing some things very difficult. So on that note, what we're turning towards is more teledentistry. And I've actually set up, I have a link on my Instagram where you can do we can do virtual consults. So we're going to be able to do a little bit more virtually, a little bit more digitally than we were doing even before. I mean, I'm very digital practice, but this is taking it to a whole new level. So there's going to be a lot more screening, a lot more, deciding who comes into the clinic and when, instead of just anyone just, oh, come on in, it's no big deal, you just walk in, we do a quick exam. It's going to be probably even better for the patients, because they're going to be able to be reassured that much faster. So I kind of, again, try to think of it in a positive way, and I think we can really there's going to be some shift in dentistry to go a little bit even more digital, more online, more virtual than we had before. And that's going to happen in medicine too. I believe it already has. And it's just making us up our game and making us a little bit more efficient, probably, I'd like to say. I know that it's tough to treat patients with all this gear. So we're going to have to, we're not going to be as, just have everybody come into the clinic anytime for any little thing. We're going to be able to handle a lot of things virtually first. Yeah.
So virtual work plus social media presence, very strong. So when you're all ready for this, I think. I hope it inspires you because, I really believe that right now in our world, it's the time for women leaders like you to really seize that historical advantage, that to take control of, your influence thanks to the digital world. So not only in the way you work, but in the way you communicate what you do. So I really appreciate that you took the time to inspire other professionals to join the digital world, social media, share your message, not being scared, or if you are scared, just dare to face your fear and show up. Oh, by the way, was your first Facebook Live. How are you making out?
Oh, good. Not as bad as I thought. Yeah. So just to add to that, though, I would recommend having some sort of coach or some sort of, someone to help you get started, like yourself. I had already having obviously some help coaching from Digital Smile Design, our team there, and also another coach and leader. Her name is Allison, and she's with Clear Aligner Coaching. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of say that, it so helps when this is very overwhelming, and it's really important to be able to, again, I've been doing this for 5 years. There was no pressure, but right now is the time to really get your message out there. And I think to be the most efficient, kind of get some wind in your sails, or to get some lift of the plane. I think you need a little boost, and I think a little bit of coaching, again, wherever you do it, I think it goes a long way.
Yeah. I love that you say this, because I'm going to use this as a bridge, because Monday, Social Media Love is starting a program for Instagram for all the people who wants to embark on Instagram and have no idea where to start. So it's going to be a 3-week program with me. I'm going to be like holding your hand, and I'm going to go from, the foundation of Instagram. It's not only going to be about using all the tools, but beyond that, it's about how you feel comfortable and how you do the mix between, promoting your business and showcasing your values and approaching the conversation with your audience. So if that's of interest, wherever you're watching the video, just send me a message and I'll send you the link. So I'm glad you brought that, because I'm so into your story that I was about to forget to promote my program.
Oh, no. I mean, I would promote you. And I think that, it's like anything in life, it's really great to have people who you can look up to, the mentors, coaches, and I wouldn't be where I am. I mean, I've obviously got I study social media sometimes in my free time. I'm a geek, but I really, really believe in getting advice and getting people to help you, because there's no rule book. It changes so often. There's not a book you can really buy that will be current enough. So you really need coaches, because they can really help tailor it and customize it to your to what you want to do in your message. So I think that's the best way to go about it, is just to have a coach. And again, whether it's short, long term, anything, just to get you inspired, to get you started, that's key. So, either way, I totally endorse that.
Yeah. I have a coach in every aspect of my life, I think.
Yeah. Fitness coach, life coach, dental coach. Yeah. So it's pretty important. Yeah.
Okay. So ready for the blitz?
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. I forgot.
It's not finished. Okay. So it's very easy. Don't worry. But before, tell us what is your offer in your practice? What is the thing around this? You have a specific smile project that I want you to share with us, because we didn't talk about that. Like, you have one thing you love doing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, we were talking about that a little bit last night. Was that? Yeah. So what I noticed, just a quick background. I got into photographing my patients from the day I graduated from dental school. So I've always done a lot of before and afters. And what I realized is that when I always, showed the patient where they started, or again, if we started to do any sort of transformative dentistry, it could be just make their teeth not look so dark. It could be whitening. It could be just replacing, metal fillings. It could be doing veneers. It might be doing Invisalign. Whatever it is, you're really important to document, and also then, show that to the patient. But what I always get such a charge out of is just how the patient reacts, and it's very emotional. And when I when I learned about what's called digital smile design, back in 2016, I was like, wow, this is so suited for me, because it is emotional dentistry. It is allows us to show the patient even before we start. So in the past, it used to be, I would be able to show them their final result when our last day or when we were done. But now with digital smile design, I'm actually able to allow people to test drive a smile that I've designed for them before we start. So it could be before they get Invisalign, it could be before they get veneers, it could be maybe they don't know what it is they need. They know something doesn't look right. So we do special types of digital files, photographs, and video of them, and then create something that suits their face. So it's facially driven design of the smile, but then they get to try it in. And again, that's where the whole emotional part gets. Those moments in our office, everybody wants to be in the room when the patient sees that. But at the same time, we don't do that because you're not supposed to. You're supposed to kind of let the patient have their space. But, it's really been transformative for my practice. And so my practice has really taken a little bit of a turn to more of a, when I say cosmetic dentistry side, I think that really underplays it. I think it's life-changing or confidence-building dentistry that we do. And anybody who's ever done anything, any dentist has ever done any before, any transformative dentistry, could be Invisalign or orthodontics or veneers or, reconstruction of any kind, you will feel that that's something you're very drawn to, because as humans, we love to make a difference. And I think it's an innate thing that we do. And it's a part of dentistry that we're truly appreciated for. And we're truly, it's a positive, it's a win-win. The whole team is excited and happy, and the patient is just, their life's changed. And that's where, again, that ripple effect, that one little thing, your smile, really ripples into the parts of their lives that they didn't even realize it would. And they come in years later or later, and they say things that have happened to them, or how their life's better because they had made the choice to do this. But it goes back to really building that confidence with them and letting them see their smile or what their future will be like before we start. Because again, some people are very nervous in dentistry. It's hard to say, oh, you know what, I'll make it look good. Don't worry, it'll look great. It's really important. Our patients are consumers, and I think they really want to be sure that what they're going to get for, what they're getting for the time and the money that they're investing. So, so that's where I've kind of taken it. So we do a lot of, again, digital smiles. It starts with that, and then we may be doing Invisalign with that. We may be doing, dental implants. We may be doing veneers or direct bonding, and it's all on my Facebook under our services and in our website as well.
Okay, so everybody's gonna check you out now.
Yeah.
So we have tons of comments. So I have to be gone and you two in 7 minutes, but I want to show some of the messages,
Okay.
right?
Oh, sure. I can't see anything. So
okay, can you see my screen? Can you see the?
Okay, I can see it now. Yeah, that's cool.
So Suzanne says, hi, Peggy. It's been a long time. You haven't changed a bit since dental school. We use Facebook and Twitter at our office. Would you say Instagram has added more value for you in addition to the traditional social media formats?
Okay, well, hi, Suzanne. First of all, that is so cool. No, I have changed so much. What are you talking about? Just kidding. Well, thank you. You use Facebook and Twitter, and it's funny. I never got into Twitter, but it's something that maybe I would have, but I didn't. But so I certainly think those are very strong. And I would say Instagram, though, it's so crazy. I actually do lecture a little bit about Instagram. Instagram is, again, it's a discovery platform, and it also is a way because it's so visual, and it's not, I don't want to say Facebook is cluttered, but Facebook is just a little bit harder sometimes to find things, right? Because you've got to scroll through a bunch of different things. But when you go to an Instagram page, like when you go to the first part of the Instagram for profile, everything your patients or potential clients need to know about you is literally in, would you say, I would say like in the first, like in the description. Again, you have to have a business account, but you have a link to link to your website. I have Linktree, so that's a side thing, but so that links many other places for me.
Mhm.
But you get one link, and it really is like a little mini presentation, and it's a quick visual. Now, if they get to there and it doesn't look good, it has very mixed. Again, this is a whole nother topic, but I think it's really important that that it look good. So if you're going to start it, get some help, and there's some really quick things that you need to know about it. But it is amazing. I have a lot of patients from Instagram. So
Instagram is a source of leads for sure, like any other platform. So what I'd like to add to this is, like, we say like Facebook, Instagram. When you do amazing things like Peggy, I think the next level, and you probably do this, is like Instagram, WhatsApp, Messenger, and Facebook are the same family, and they work together. So when it's time for you to upgrade your audience and you want to use the ninja trick of advertising, paid traffic, this is where you can say, like, you have to use a Facebook advertising machine, even if you're not that present on Facebook, because it's the same machine for Instagram and Facebook and Messenger. And this is where you see more the benefits of, building audiences. So right now, what you're doing, you're engaging with people, you're doing videos, and Facebook advertising allows you to retarget those people when you're going to be open again, and tell them, hey guys, we're open. Plus we have this new thing that we do. Plus we do this now online too. So you're going to be able to do ads that are super targeted, really reaching the right people that were following you during the lockdown forever. So it kind of helps you to customize your audiences. So that's what you're doing. And you can also ask Facebook to reach people that are like the people on your Instagram account.
Yeah, well, the two are connected, right?
The people that are like, So we call that lookalike audiences. You can have custom audiences of people who are interacting with you every day, even in your message, in the comment, when they like, or if they go to your website. So if Facebook, if you probably have the Facebook pixel on your website, anybody who's going to be browsing after that live show, don't be surprised when Peggy launched an ad on Instagram or on Facebook or on Messenger that you're going to receive it if you browse her website and check what she's doing. So they all work together. I see a lot of questions about, should I do this or that? So yes, you could pick one that you like. Like visibly, you love Instagram, Peggy.
I love it.
And then you use the other ones to promote your main platform, basically. But when it's time to do ads, you're going to be using all those platforms.
Oh, yeah. And it all comes back to the website. So on that note, your website really should be updated. And that's something that takes months. Since I opened 5 years ago, I have had 4 websites. So
wow. You are like a website machine. Okay. Yeah. Michelle is saying, Susan Hamlin, whether it's Facebook or Insta, I was told on a social media course recently that the stories are the way to go right now. So regardless of what platform, Insta stories or Facebook stories is where you can see the most impact and grab the most attention. But you need to set yourself apart somehow wherever you live in social media. Yeah.
I agree. The stories are crucial.
What do we have here?
Susan. Oh, and by the way, hi, Michelle. I know Michelle too.
Susan says, Alicia, as a mom of 15-year-old girl, I was feeling that way as well. I think all of the 20, 30-something are mainly on Instagram.
Yeah. So it's about knowing your demographic. Like if you have a niche practice, like where does your target consumer really hang out? So maybe they're not a very young group. I mean, if you were an orthodontist, you should obviously be in TikTok as well. And I think everywhere, because you're dealing with so many different age groups. But depending on what you're doing, I think really understanding where your audience is. And I think for me, between Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn, I cover what is comfortable for me. Although I have dabbled in TikTok, and I don't know, YouTube is just a fun thing to do. So, but the 3 are LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram, and they're really. Yeah.
You have to pick 2 or 3, and then after that, when you have a team to help you, you can expand.
Yeah, exactly.
So don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just start with one and then expand.
Yeah, and repurposing the content, like
Yes,
knowing how to repurpose
definitely.
it. So how I would put it on LinkedIn is different than how I would put it on Facebook. And again, same thing with Instagram. Like if I put Instagram, if I in the copy, if I put, link in bio, then that doesn't make sense for Facebook. But, and then in the LinkedIn, it might be more business oriented the way I'm going to do the copy. So it's important to tailor what you're saying and what's in the very first line, because that's when it's going to catch them, and that's what's going to get them to hit the more button. So you've got to be selective about what you say in that first line.
Yeah.
There's so much to it. But.
Alicia, Firmani says, if anyone else on Instagram, I'd love to connect with you too. Peggy's video is inspiring me to connect with more amazing people. Look at this. My Instagram is Dance3 with Ali. Awesome. Okay, we have other comments, so we'll go through them. Peggy will go through them. I will go through them.
Sure.
We have to do our blitz. Blitz. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Your favorite book?
My favorite book? I would say Simon Sinek, Why? But I can't remember how it is. It's
I know what you mean. Yeah.
It's so impactful.
Where did I wrote? Look at that. It's probably because I think of you. Favorite queen. And this is not what I meant. Oh, favorite quote. But, I was thinking of you.
Yeah, my favorite quote is by Maya Angelou. And it's, people will forget what you said and what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel.
Oh my God, this is so you. Yeah. Your favorite show, online or on Netflix or on TV?
Stranger Things.
Okay, I love it. Favorite song?
My favorite song is, it's Sunshine by David Guetta, or it's Look What You Made Me Do by Taylor Swift.
Oh, wow. And we're going to finish on this. The one thing that not a lot of people know about you.
Really? Oh, you mean like something that, okay. I have a fear of butterflies.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
I'm working on it.
Okay, thank you so much, Peggy, for the motivation, inspiration, example that you gave. And if you're a dentist or if you're in that world, reach out to Peggy. I'm sure she'll give you tons of advice. And if you want more social media stuff, send me a message. I'll be happy. If you look like Peggy, if you sound like, not look physically, but if your vibes are good and you're positive and you want to crush it, reach out to me.
Yeah, and reach out to me too if you have any questions. I can I can certainly give you any feedback if you'd like. So
thank you for all the comments. I really, really appreciate for all of you to be with us because we can feel your energy. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Peggy.
Thanks.
And continue to make us hope.
Okay, I will. Thank you, Angélique.
Bye.